All right, guys, welcome back to the ALG podcast. I hope that you are all enjoying your week and you're having a happy Friday. Today, I am joined by my partner in crime, Fit David D Rock Roden, right? Something like
Fit
that.
D-Rock, David Roden.
Yeah, that one. And today we have a very special guest, Alex Coleman, who has an incredible story. He's lost 150 pounds in the last 6 months. Is that right, Alex?
7 months, but
7 months,
yeah,
excuse me. I
close.
am just off the ball today, guys. I thought I was going to kill this intro, and I just struck out. Um, Alex has a great story, and a lot of it actually involves David. So I'm going to stop talking now, and David's going to take over from here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this conversation because this is actually the first time Alex and I have had a physical conversation. But what's kind of cool is like TikTok, John, TikTok. There's value. Actually, all right, I got to say it. I matched the girl on Tinder in Atlanta who said, first thing she says to me is, I found you on TikTok. I follow you. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is hysterical. But yeah, so Alex and I originally met on TikTok, and then he actually bought my book. And obviously, I don't. This is not about my book. This is about Alex. But just from that into having the communication, staying in contact for the last 7 months, hearing him go, yeah, I've lost 40. Yeah, I've lost 80. Yeah, I've lost 130. It's just fun just getting these DMs from Alex saying, yep, this is just in momentum of weight loss. So I'm looking forward to this conversation.
Yeah, no, seriously, I'm very excited to hear Alex's story today.
Yeah. So Alex, kind of fill us in. Tell us like the backstory. Where are you from? How old are you? For anyone that's watching this on YouTube, Alex's camera broke, and so he's just audio right now. But tell us kind of your backstory.
So my name's Alex Coleman. I'm 22, and I'm originally from Dodge City, Kansas, but right now I live in Montezuma just for work and to kind of focus. I live in the country, so it's kind of nice just to step outside and, fresh air anywhere. So that's me, just a good old Kansas boy trying to make a living.
Very dope. What do you do for work?
I actually work at an excavation company. So we build feed yards and dairies around the world. It's called MJE LLC.
Very cool.
And I also work security at a bar on the weekends.
Very dope. Very dope. How you guys doing out there with the whole COVID situation?
It's hitting the big cities pretty hard. As you'd imagine, but
Right.
For us little towns, it's not really affecting us.
That's
Everyone's good. With the mask mandate, but nobody wears a mask kind of deal.
All right. Word. Yeah, we're about to go into our second lockdown in New York.
Yeah,
We probably
Michigan.
literally have days left.
Michigan, no, it's called a pause in Michigan. They're not calling it a lockdown. They're calling it a pause.
Oh, they did that to us the first time, and then it was a lockdown.
And I'm actually down in Florida for all you warm Floridians right now. It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice down here. I'm not gonna lie.
You're lambing it in Florida.
Oh,
That's what you're doing.
100%. Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
running
cool.
away.
I just want everyone to know that David only went to Florida because there's no mask mandate, and he could go to the gym and not wear a mask. That's why. Everyone.
Yeah, I may have not worn a mask in the gym today. Kind of felt good. But
All right,
back
but we're here
Alex
to talk about Alex.
So being the country boy in Kansas, what was your heaviest weight like going into high school and obviously 22, like that's when your transition was, but kind of give us the backstory on the just the upbringing.
So like grade school, junior high, high school, I've always been a pretty heavy guy. I'd never weighed. I did in high school, but like junior high, grade school, I never weighed, because I didn't do sports. I was just kind of the couch potato student.
Wait, I thought when you lived in Kansas, you had to play football.
Yeah, that's kind of how everyone looks at it. But I was the one that stood out and just said no,
Okay.
and just kind of did band. Little school, 8-man football teams wasn't my thing.
Okay.
So.
And Superman, right? Because he's from Kansas.
Yeah. yeah, I know him personally. No, but in high school, I think my heaviest was probably 315. Graduating probably around 330, if I had to guess. Like I said, I never did sports, never had a weigh. Didn't really care that much.
And what was the way you were kind of at that weight? So was it playing video games? Was it just couch potato, Netflix?
Yeah.
What was the go-to like day in the life of yourself back then?
So I'd go to school and eat breakfast at about 7:45, we'd get there. Class started at 8, eat some breakfast. We always had lunch at noon. And then right when school got out, which was about 3:30, I would go straight home and I'd eat at my grandma's. I lived with my grandma through the week for school just because I traveled for school. And then so I'd eat around 3:45, and then she'd cook again at 6. So I'd eat about 4 times a day. And after that, just watch TV, go play video games. I didn't really try to be social my first couple of years of high school. So I'd just go home and just be a couch potato, not really care about anything.
And then you got grandma here probably. It wasn't portion-controlled meals, I'm sure, through grandma.
Oh, no. She said if you get it all, you eat it all. So you had to eat all of it. Even if you got a second round and you were full, you had to eat it.
Classic. What was the go-to couch potato video games and stuff like that?
Well, it was Black Ops 2, just because that's what was really hitting when I was in high school was Black Ops. That's actually all I played was Call of Duty.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, me too. That was like a go-to for me as well.
Oh, yeah.
And then fast forward to you kind of just lived that life. And then what was it in the after high school days? What'd your life look like?
Well, after high school, for the first couple of years, I was just bouncing around from job to job. I mean, I worked as a para in Dodge, and then I moved down to Amarillo, Texas, actually. Started irrigation down there. Figured out that wasn't for me, so I moved back. And, down there, I kind of just was doing the regular, what I thought was normal, I guess, doing the 7 to 5 a day, going home, sitting in a chair, eating, watching TV, falling asleep, waking up, doing the same thing every day. And I brought that habit back to Kansas. So from when I was about 20 to 22, like the beginning of 22, I would just do that. All I cared about was getting my job done, coming home with a bag of food, and watching TV, sitting in a chair, not doing anything.
So what was the go-to at the end of the day after work?
Normally, if I could get it, I would get McDonald's or Wendy's, just whatever I could fill a bag of food,
Right.
What was what kind of we're talking what the dirtiness of it, what did it look like? Were you a chick nugget kind of guy? There was the burgers, the fries. What were we working with?
So I'd get if I went to McDonald's when I was still big, man, I'd get a double quarter pounder with large fries and 10 chicken nuggets.
That's my kind of move.
Okay.
And just putting that down, every day for supper or every other day for supper. But I'd eat fast food 3 times a day when I was 21,
Wow.
I'd wake up, eat McDonald's. At lunch, I'd either stop somewhere, eat again, supper, bring it home.
Sounds about right.
So,
and then what was the transition, man? So you're at this point where you're kind of just doing the 7 to 5 and getting home, couch potato, McDonald's. What was the catalyst?
So actually, that's the crazy part is I don't know if this guy knows it yet, but he's kind of the one that made me think of, why am I doing what I'm doing? His name's Jordan. He's a good friend of mine from Holcomb. And one day he messaged me and he said, I had posted one of my buddies. He fights and he's pretty big in the fight game. And I posted about him and he said, man, your friends are so cool. And I said, well, wait, I want to be that cool friend. I want to do stuff like this. And so people look at me like that cool friend,
Okay.
Not being such a lazy guy anymore. Everyone's known me as the big guy. I grew up, they called me Big Al just because that's who I was, I made myself be like that. So I definitely don't resent anybody for it, but that's just how I grew up, was the big guy. You know what I mean? So that actually is kind of what changed my way of looking at life, was when he said, man, you have such cool friends, your friends are so cool. And I said, well, wait, I want to be like that. I want people to look at me as their friend and be like, yeah, he's a great friend. He's a cool friend.
That's dope. That's actually, I think that's the first time I've heard that as the turning point for somebody. So that I like that. That's it's just different. I think that's pretty cool.
And then when you kind of had that transition, what was your heaviest weight? So you're down 150 in 7 months. What was your heaviest weight?
So I actually went to the doctor for who knows what, I don't remember why I went or what was going on, but I stepped on their scale at 440 in February, 440 pounds, which I'm a big guy anyways. I'm 6'5". I have a big build. So that's no excuse for the weight. The weight's still bad at 6'5". That's terrible.
Yep.
So I stepped on and I saw that 440 and I was like, well, what? And that was in February. And so about a month later, I didn't take any action on it at 440. I just kept going. I could have been a little more, but I'm going to say 440. So, I stepped on in February. I gave it like a month, didn't care. And then March 31st, I got in the mail my diet packet from Core Beef. And once I got that, April 1st is when I started,
I'm sorry. What was the program you were doing?
It's called Core Beef.
Okay. And what does that entail?
It's a 2-year-old company that helps you with 4 things. You can either lose weight, perform better in the gym, mental clarity, or make more money, whatever you want to do. So me being who I was, I obviously knew I wanted weight loss. So I bought their biggest kit, which was the Transformation Achieve kit.
Mm-hmm.
And it was mainly just for digestive health and getting energy through the day and helping you get into ketosis faster.
Right.
And protein. It's all whey protein. So when you drink it, it doesn't punch the stomach. It kind of just settles in the stomach and lets your digestive pills feed on that for something to feed off of to help your digestive.
Okay. And you found a lot of success with that. That's where all your successes come from?
I wouldn't necessarily say all. I mean, it's definitely had a big impact on my weight loss, but I've definitely put the hours in, like exercise wise and everything. So, I mean,
and are you still on this program?
Yeah, I actually am. I'm about to order my next kit right now. Probably after this call. It's just it's crazy how much it's helped me, and I've actually got my mom and my dad not on it for weight loss, but I got them on energy, so it's just for mental clarity and a boost through the day. Super 100%. Clean,
that's dope. 0
sugar, 0 carbs, 1.5 grams of L-arginine. It's pretty crazy.
Okay. And then so obviously you had the supplementation in the process. Did you transform your diet as well too, I'm assuming?
Yeah, so like I said, March 31st was the last day I ate bad. I probably ate McDonald's again. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what I ate, but April 1st, I started my all meats and greens, and that's it. And fruits that end in berry, I guess, berries. But, yeah, man. I mean, I changed my nutrition tremendously. It was crazy that I cold turkeyed everything. I mean, I stopped drinking everything besides water. I don't drink pop or Gatorade or beer or anything.
That's
so
awesome.
I just changed it all pretty much.
Okay. And then John, all you.
No, I was just gonna say, so you're 7 months in, right? And you're on this program. Now let me ask you, the way that you're feeling right now, I love what I'm hearing, but for the lifestyle that you're living right now, do you think that this is a forever lifestyle? Do you think that this is going to be, as far as maybe doing this program and the way that you're eating right now, is this a forever lifestyle? Is this an intermediate lifestyle? You're going to live this out and then you're going to do more changes, on the back end? Or how do you feel right now about this program?
So I want it to be a forever lifestyle just because I know the future that I want. Right. I'm training to fight right now. I was supposed to fight in October, but it fell through because of COVID. Cool. So I definitely want to keep, the energy I have going because I want to be one of the best in the fight game, and that's just all there is to it. Right. And, I want it to be forever lifestyle for sure. I like where I'm at right now, but I want to get 25 pounds down, more. Right. And then I want to go 25 more and just see how far I can go and take myself until, I'll always be comfortable with who I am, but I want to just see how far I can go to see the best I could be, really.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, I've always find it interesting too, where it's you're in this process when you were kind of in this in-between stage before you really made the decision compared to where you are at now. Has there been because I think everyone's different on this. has there been a big mental shift, or has it just been like, I just changed this and it is what it is, and I feel like the exact same person I was 7 months ago? Or do you feel like you've had a massive personality, emotional shift with it all as well?
No, I definitely feel like I've had a personality and mental shift with all of this, because, it's something you kind of need to do, because like he was saying, do you want this to be a forever thing, or do you want it to be an intermediate thing? And I feel like if you don't change your personality and your mental with how you're changing your life, then it's not going to be a forever deal.
Right.
So the way I look at it is, sometimes I look in the mirror and I feel like I'm still the same, but in my head and in my heart, I know that I'm not the same at all. And I know that I just need to keep going and keep focusing. And, I don't treat myself the same as I did 6 months ago. So that's what really changed me is self-respect.
And yeah, I was about to ask, what's like how would you say you treat yourself differently now compared to 7 months ago?
I'm just not shoving that garbage down my throat. I never
Right.
knew how important your body was to yourself until I really changed, So like I said, I'd just eat whatever, I'd be shoving pretty much just garbage all day, eating garbage. And once I changed, it's incredible how much different I feel and like my body feels because of the respect I gave myself.
See, that's like my number one statement, which is like, it always goes back to the whole, like, when you truly love yourself, you will do things that are loving. You will eat, you'll put things into your body that are fueling your body, not just destroying it.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so that is such a massive thing for me, because it's like, it just shows you that, like, that shows you self-respect. Like, yeah, I'm eating baked chicken breasts and I'm putting vitamins and everything into me because it's the right thing to do and because I love myself for it. And no, I vibe with that heavy.
So besides fighting, what is the next step for Alex? Like, as far as things that you're not doing, what are some other goals? What are some other aspirations and dreams that you have?
Well, it's kind of crazy to hear myself say these things because I never thought I'd be able to do it or want to do it. But I really want to get heavy into like the Spartan races and like the Conquer races and start doing those. I have a cousin out in Kansas City that she does all that, and she's been kind of telling me about it and hyping me up to it. So I really want to start doing those. And I really want to start like going and hiking mountains and stuff, just being adventurous and active and be who I wasn't 7 months ago.
That's awesome. I'm very, very relating to everything you're saying right now. I too am 6'5". I too, so I didn't do when you say fighting, you mean MMA, correct?
Yeah, everything.
Okay, so I went the professional wrestling route. I'm a professional wrestler. Fuck yeah. And I went on my first hike about 3 months ago, and it was the coolest experience of my life, dude. So
that was your first hike was 3 months ago?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, the one that
excited.
It's
bro, did I ever tell you about like my first ever like fit hike? Actually, I was actually in the hybrid. I was like 110 pounds down at this point, so I wasn't even all the way down yet. And if you ever see the picture of me in the black cutoff with the aviators on, and I'm like this,
he looks like a douchebag. No,
I look like a complete douchebag, straight from New York, looking like a Guido, and and I was with a buddy of mine. We were in Lake Tahoe, and this kid I was with was in the Iraq War. And so he had crazy freaking stories of being in the war and being in the Middle East and hiking all this kind of stuff and saying how much like he had 80 pounds of stuff on his back and doing these crazy hikes. And he talked me into doing this hike where at one point we're literally like shimmying across. We are shimmying across a fucking waterfall. Like I'm getting soaked in like slippery rocks to like a 60-foot drop. And I'm just like, this is fucking crazy. And I'm sitting there going, 400-pound David, not a fucking chance. I'm like 290 and I'm still going, this is stupid.
This is dumb.
But then I got to the other side and I'm like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Hiking, you don't think about it, but like it just sucks. Like when you're that size, like it's just not fun. Like, but you have a healthy body. It's you do stuff you just wouldn't expect. You're like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
That's very dope.
And see, that's what I love about the. Actually, this is a conversation I was having. So I had a event in Nashville a couple of days ago, and I just talked about the power of momentum. And it's like when you just set a goal and you hit it, and you start getting momentum, and it's like it's infectious in your entire life. It's like I'm so excited for Alex and keeping our friendship, where it's like a year from now you're at your ideal body weight, and the momentum of that, and all of a sudden you do a Spartan race. And the momentum of that, go out 1 mile hike. And then all of a sudden it's like 6 months later, you're like, well, now I'm actually starting a business.
Yeah.
And then it's like, boom, I'm doing this. It's, oh yeah, by the way, it all started when I just started to live a healthier lifestyle. And now I have a net worth of $55 million. I have the wife of my dreams, and life is great because the momentum of just like possibility.
Yep.
I love it. And you're so new into your journey. It's always so fun to kind of see that elevation where it's like, I could have never thought about doing a Spartan race. And I'm like, fuck it. Let's do a Spartan race.
Right.
Yeah. Tough Mudder was one of the greatest things I ever did. It was so good.
You did a Tough Mudder? I never do that.
Yeah, I did Tough Mudder 2 years ago.
Okay.
I've
I've never done the
Spartans.
Time. I've always wanted to. I haven't done one yet. Wait, which one's more aggressive? Is it Tough
They're
Mudder
the same
or Spartan?
thing, dude. They're the same thing. It's like Coke and Pepsi.
Doesn't one involve like freaking like running through like tasers and
both?
They
I did that. It was cool as hell. Yeah, there was some ones that would involve balance, and I was just like, I looked at Steve because Steve came with me, because Tough Mudder kind of comped us like the race because they saw my story.
Okay.
So they sent me to West Virginia to do it. West Virginia, to do it. So I brought Steve, and there was like a bunch of balanced ones where like Steve was like, I'm not going to be able to do this, and you're not going to be able to do this. And I was like, nah, dude, we totally got this. And I just zipped across, like it was like a pool of water, and you had to walk across what was basically the width of a seatbelt in your car to the other side by holding a top rope. You follow what I'm saying? And Steve fell. I didn't, and I was the happiest moment.
Steve fell. That's funny.
Yeah, and I just beyond ecstatic because I'm
funny.
never better than Steve.
Okay. So then, Alex, so you're in the so obviously your nutrition changed. You cold turkeyed pretty much everything. You got rid of pop. You got rid of fast food. You're just basically pretty into the keto, low carb, from my understanding. What's the fitness life like? Obviously, you're working out for doing like MMA fights. What's your fitness kind of look like today?
Well, you mean like what do
Kinda
I
like
do
gym?
in the gym?
Yeah, like what's
Like you're not doing CrossFit. We know that because you're rolling around and you're sparring, right?
Yeah, no, I mean on my days off I'll do CrossFit.
Oh, wow.
Type workouts or like HIIT workouts, high intensity.
Mhm.
I love it. I love that stuff. Of course it sucks the next day, but yeah, usually I try to get like 2 to 3 hours of workout time in a day, which is, I could do better, but 2 to 3 hours is pretty moderate for me.
2 to 3 hours is pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good one there, bud.
Yeah, but I'm not sure. I feel like I could go 2 in the morning, 2 at night, do 2 a days. I just feel like I could.
Well, I think
do better.
you're in that depths of momentum. Like I did that too. Like I remember
you're in prime time focus phase.
Yeah, you're in that momentum stage where it's like, I mean, when I was getting ready for the bodybuilding show, it was 2 days. It was 2 hours of cardio and then an hour and a half of lifting. Like, so I definitely know that vibe.
Yeah.
I promise you're gonna hit like a year and a half in, and you're gonna be like, "Fuck, 3 hours at the gym. I just wanted to lift for like an hour."
But then,
I feel it.
No, 100%. But then it's the power of momentum, and then you find out like it is so cool once you kind of get closer to that ideal body weight and where you want to be. You can do the same amount because the momentum. It's like you can do it in an hour what used to take you 2.5.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so it is crazy once that momentum.
What kind of cardio you hitting?
So I like to do a lot of running. Cool. I've never been able to run a solid pace for more than a minute and a half, 2 minutes tops,
Right.
I mean, we used to have to run a mile in school. I always had to walk it, not all of it, but I always had to walk after a certain amount of time.
Right.
So just kind of running, I'll run like 30 baseline to baselines every workout. just doing stuff like that. I mean, and it's a hard one because like in between those baselines, so I'll do like a circuit. So instead of just running the whole time, I'll do 50 abs, 25 jump ropes, 30-second wall sit, and then 5 laps.
Okay.
That's cool. That's
And then
legit.
Yeah,
do
you're
that
very
5
much into
times.
circuits and like, so you're a big variety guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, most
Okay.
definitely.
Yeah, because I'm like I like doing the same shit every time. I have no
Yeah.
problem. I feel like if you're a
Yeah.
variety person, you love those big circuits and
See, I used to be like, I used to like to split everything up by body parts.
Mhm.
And then after suffering injuries and whatever, I've kind of just split between push day and pull day. And I'm very much enjoying it. But yeah, I was never really like I want to do 17 things all at once. I kind of want to focus on a couple things at a time.
Mhm.
But variety's awesome, dude. I mean, if that's what gets you going and that gets the juices flowing, then all power to you.
No. You have to have if you want to be fit, you have to have a push day, pull day, leg, arm, back.
Oh yeah.
And if you
Exactly.
don't do that order, and if you're not doing drop sets of 10, 12, 6, 4, 3 with a square root of 7, if you're not doing that, you're not going to get the gains. You're not going to burn fat.
No
and
way.
You're gonna be a fat, lazy piece of shit your whole fucking life.
Damn right. Want to buy some steroids?
Buy some steroids. Oh, I love it. No, I love that. It's just simple circuit training. I love that.
Yeah.
So then, what is the when you're training for MMA? Are you mostly a grappler? Are you mostly like a stand up fighter? What's like your go to strategy?
I mean, since I'm still so new to it, you know, I mean, it's been 5 months, 6 months training now, but I'm not gonna say I'm good or anything. You know, I'm still new. I'm still an amateur, so. Right now, I'd have to stay stand and fight. You know, I've got some pretty good upper body power, good hook power, everything. But, you know, we've been training a lot of jiu-jitsu and a lot of grappling. So, I mean, my ground game is pretty dirty. So I wouldn't count myself out on that. But I'd definitely have to say, like, I'd say my stand game right now.
So gi or no gi? Obviously no gi, right?
I mean, I have one and I've worn one, but I haven't been wearing one. So, like, technically I should be wearing one, but I haven't been.
Gotcha.
I don't even know what you just said.
A gi is like you know, like if you ever seen a movie with karate in it, it's like the fucking get up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never know that.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day.
Because like it's a different style. If you wear gi, you actually use the gi as a weapon. So like you could pull the guy down by his gi.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So then, Alex, is fighting just more of like a way to push yourself? Do you plan on trying to compete? Like, obviously, I know you say you had one of your fights got canceled, but what's the meaning of it for you?
So it's not just for you know, friends or anything, but I have a friend group in the fight game that really pushes me to want to do the fight game. You know, like, which I want to do it by myself. You know, if they weren't with me, then I'd still find a passion for it because the passion is going to come to you whether you like it or not. So finding this passion already was a blessing from this friend group because, you know, I got 4 people in this friend group and it's 4 pretty big fighters and they're going to be up and coming, you know, they're going to be great. And them pushing me every day and all of that makes me want to compete, you know, and I want to try to make this a lifetime deal, this fighting. Like I want to fight for income.
That's awesome, dude.
That's dope. I mean,
I'm totally with you.
The biggest thing there is just like whatever it is for you, whether it's ALG, just having an accountable group of friends that push you, and it's like there's just something powerful in it. Where have you had those? Has it been relatively unfrictional, or has there been some like conversations with them where maybe you were eating something you probably shouldn't have, and they kind of pushed you at any point in time, or has it been pretty smooth sailing?
You know, with this friend group, there's always some type of BS to give each other. And most of mine is probably my eating habits, which I don't eat bad and I don't cheat. You know, I cheated my first month and then I didn't cheat again until my 6th month. You know, so when I do cheat, they give me some crap for it, but mostly it's just BS, giving each other BS in the fights and sparring and grappling each other and just talking all the shit in the world. But, you know, this group of guys, man, I couldn't ask for a better one to to push me into this game and give me the BS to get there. You know, it's all going to be worth it in the end because we all want to be successful.
Oh, 100%. It's like, I mean, there's been plenty of conversations with, I mean, Luke, for example, one of my best friends. You just sit here and your best friends aren't always sunshine and rainbows, where it's like
Yeah.
sometimes they have those conversations of like, step the fuck up. Like you're acting like a bitch.
Yep. We've had those multiple times.
Today's age, it sounds people need to hear that more than ever.
Yeah.
And it is fascinating how just having that group of peers that will sift through the bullshit and just like tell you the things that you need to hear, not want to hear, is so massive.
I think that's what creates a real friend.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. I don't want someone to fucking, sugarcoat everything for me all day long.
Yeah, John, you're late to calls. You need to be on calls better.
Exactly. Everyone knows that. I don't have any time organization, guys.
We're working on it here, people.
We're doing it, but fuck it. David doesn't edit the fucking podcast.
Hey, last one I did good. I did good.
You did.
But yeah, you're right.
And if that gets edited out, we're gonna have hell.
I'm gonna edit this out. No, but all right. Well, what I want to do, Alex, is I want to respect your time. Alex here is going to the gym here in a couple minutes. We wanted to keep this one pretty efficient, but because obviously you're still in the midst of your transformation, which is really cool. And so, John, do you want to do your go-tos?
Oh, I am ready. All right, Alex. First question: are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. If you could go back in time, and if you could talk to Alex, 11-year-old Alex, who has no idea, what's coming next in life. He's living that lifestyle. He's a couch potato. He's playing his Xbox. What would you go back and tell him?
I'd tell him it ain't worth it. Honestly, I'd say you don't have to do sports. Don't put yourself through hell growing up because I don't want you to lose that passion before you get to that passion. So I'd say, just proportion or eat better, don't do what you were doing and make sure you stay on track. You don't have to play sports, go do band, just be how Alex was. Just don't be how Alex treated his body and ate. That's mainly my thing is I'd tell myself to never do that again.
I like that a lot. All right, Alex, I need you to do me a solid. I need you to give the listeners at home 3 pieces of advice. Now, they don't have to be, specific to weight loss, but 3 solid pieces of advice you can give the listeners.
So 3 pieces of advice I'd give you is, never lose focus on yourself, because I've been there. And when it happens, you're going to look in the mirror or at the scale or at it, you could look at anything in your life and be like, why did that happen? And it's all just focus, because the moment you lose focus for yourself is the moment, in 7 months is when you're going to be like, well, what the heck just happened? And then you're going to have to go through hell to get it back and get the life that you want back. So just remain focused on yourself and don't listen to what anybody says. Just keep doing you and don't lose sight of yourself. Second is accountability. Starting this diet, I didn't have a lot of it. I did a dirty keto type deal the first couple weeks. And then I figured out accountability. I started doing, crappy things of keto. I'd eat a piece of bread if I needed to because I was feeling like I had to. And then I got so into it and so accountable for myself in my mind, I started feeling guilty about even thinking about cheating. And if I did, then I'd put an extra 30 minutes to an hour in the gym. So as long as you can stay accountable to yourself, you're going to go far in whatever you're doing. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Accountability is going to take you to where you want to be. And that's just a big thing for me. And the third thing is don't be scared of pyramid schemes. That's big for me just because I've dieted so much through my life. I tried this diet, boom, failed. This diet, boom, failed. Singular, failed. It all just kind of fell off. And then, like I said, when Peyton and Coley and Chris came to me with Core Vive, I just kind of blew it off for the first couple months. I wouldn't listen. and then I finally gave in, and it's been a life-changing experience. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't let your pride get to you. You might fail the first 3 attempts, but still give it another shot.
No, I love that. I love especially the pride part, because I know one of John's favorite statements, the way you did things. How do you always say it? Your way didn't work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So drop the ego. You're ready.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. My weight loss was in a network marketing company too. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but this makes Alex our first official guest to lose weight, via MLM. You don't know, because you're the co-host. You're the co-host.
But that doesn't count.
No, Alex, congratulations, Alex. You're our first successful weight loss story.
Yay. And then there's so many different ones. Come on, man.
There is. No, there's a ton. There is.
No, my biggest that I always go back to, man. And Alex, I'll say it's like, I don't care what program you do to lose the weight and live a healthy and happy life. As long as it's sustainable to you and you can do it, that's all that fucking matters.
Hey, listen, exactly. That's why, I turn around and listen, some people get sensitive, especially when it comes to MLMs and stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's why before, when I asked you if this was something that you could see lifelong sustaining, that's why I asked it in that way, because I didn't want to insult you and I didn't want to come at you.
You're good.
But yeah, man, if you feel that you're in a position where this is going to work for you lifelong, then hell yeah, dude, keep doing it. Keep doing what you're doing. But if you notice that maybe you're starting to slip up a little bit, or you're not getting the results that you once were, then, put in something else. I'm not saying take the whole system away, but, add in something else, or take something out. So
completely.
Alex, before we let you go, please do me a solid and plug all of your social media accounts.
So I probably won't do my Facebook just because it's kind of dead.
Yeah, just do Instagram.
My Twitter's dead too. So my Insta is actually A Coleman, ACOLEMAN 1998. I follow David and David follows me. So if you see my name through his page, then that's me. I'm wearing a red shirt in my profile picture. And I also, before the podcast end, I just want to thank this friend group and Core Vive and David, really, because taking the leap of faith on the book through TikTok, finding this friend group to help me fight, Eduardo, Joseph, Edwin, Ishmael, and my family, really, it's just crazy. And Core Vive taking me all this way. It's a life-changing experience. And
I do have one last question for you, because this is a little thing. What would you say from reading my book was some of the most obviously I don't even want to take 1%, it was you, but right. what of my book did you value the most?
And if you can, just review David's book in 2 seconds, because that was going to be my next question too.
Okay, so I'm not sure. I can answer David's question, but I can't review the book because I read it. How long ago did I buy it, David?
5 months ago.
Yeah, it's been a while, and I read it right when I got it, and then I haven't touched it since, just because I'm pretty good with what I read. But like I told you the other day on the Instagram DMs, man, it's just the steps. I remember the chapter about the steps, the best. It's just it all just kind of comes back to accountability, I guess. Those 4 steps.
Yep.
It's like accountability. That's all it reminds me of, is accountability. Stay accountable. Be accountable for yourself, your mental, everything, personality, everything.
No, I love that. That's always the biggest thing is simplifying things as much as possible, that it just you make something so simple that's oh, I could do that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That was the best chapter for me. I loved reading those steps, and I'll probably go back in a month and read them again, and then in 6 months read them again.
Mm-hmm. Good shit.
All right, guys, that's it. I have to write a book now.
I'm not gonna lie. I got a little emotional after you.
Oh fuck yeah, I can imagine.
Even you saying how I had any effect, or my book had any value on the story. It's just it's oh shit.
Well, I know it did, David. Because how would I have found you on TikTok? This all happened for a reason. I took the leap of faith, bought the book, got the book, read the book, loved the book, and now look where I am. It's definitely a step in my life, along with Core Vive and this friend group and family. You know, it's just as big as a step as those. So
yeah, that's the biggest thing. And there's not one better than the other. They're all just as important.
exactly.
Like, I don't want to say like my book. If you didn't read my book, you wouldn't have lost the weight. Like no.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of both of you. Look at you. Look at all y'all.
Yes.
look at all y'all.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
You ready to wrap this baby up?
Let's wrap this. Let's wrap it on a
Ready.
bow.
All right, guys. Thank you all for joining in another episode of the Accountable Life Group. If you are looking to be a part of our weekly Wednesday night 8:30 call, you can either DM me or you could DM David, and we'll be happy to give you the link.
Or the
Just
link
so-
will be in the info.
if you
Just
watch
so
it on
you know.
YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube.
Yeah, and just remember, it is always 100% free. It's a very active community, and we hope to see you soon. As always, I'm J.R. Journey. He's Fit D-Rock, and we are out of time.
Toodles.